Are you thinking that you've been priced out of the housing market and unable to buy a home in 2025? What if I told you that there's a hidden gem in North Carolina where people are escaping the high prices of homes and the chaos of big cities, the traffic, the high prices of just living in general, and you could call it your home? People are moving to Winston-Salem, North Carolina in droves, and they're making it their new home. In this video, we're going to talk about the top 10 reasons why Winston-Salem might be the next place for you to call home. People reach out to me every day asking questions about Winston-Salem, North Carolina. If you have any questions yourself, I'd love for you to reach out so I could be your resource, even if you're just thinking about possibly moving to North Carolina and or Winston-Salem or the Triad area. Again, you don't want to miss out on this video because we're going to go over all the top 10 reasons again about why this could be the place for you to call home. You can reach out to me in the description. I'll have all of my contact information. You could call, text, or email me so that I could be your resource, and I'd love to be your resource and help you move to North Carolina and or Winston-Salem if you decide it's a place that you want to explore. Let's start out with reason number one why Winston-Salem might be your next place to call home: the affordability of homes. The median average for a home in Winston-Salem is about $280,000. So that's far lower than the national average of homes. They just haven't caught up yet. So it's a place to, look into and decide whether or not this is a place that you would want to call home. It is a lot less expensive than the other metro cities nearby, such as Raleigh or Charlotte, or really any of the other metro cities along the East Coast. It is a lot cheaper. We have tons of people every day coming from Raleigh and Charlotte who are just decided to escape the chaos of traffic, high-priced home living, just overall the chaos of bigger cities. Winston-Salem is more of a mid-sized city. It's not small. It's the fifth largest city in North Carolina, so you're not looking at a small city, but it is a smaller city than a Charlotte or Raleigh. So it is still a great place to look at and possibly call home in 2025. So think about that. Reason number two is job growth. Winston-Salem has a huge medical industry. So we've got Wake Forest Baptist, we've got the Innovation District. We are bringing in a lot of tech. It's got quite a few universities. For a mid-sized city, it has Wake Forest University, Winston-Salem State, Salem College. It also has the School of the Arts. We also have FedEx has built a large hub in Forsyth County, which is also just like right outside of Winston-Salem. We've got, there's just so many companies that are coming into the area that employers have kind of caught on that Winston-Salem might be a great place to relocate their businesses. So affordability is great in that sense that you can move here and with a great job and still be able to afford to live here. Number three reason why Winston-Salem is a great place to call home is just overall the affordability. It's about 9% less than the national average of other areas, just cost-wise, being food, gas, healthcare. Overall, it's just a little bit less expensive than around the rest of the country. So it's still a great place to call home, and you can afford to live just a little bit. It's just a little bit easier living when you're not paying an arm and a leg to eat out and enjoy life. The reason number 4 why Winston-Salem is a great place to call home in North Carolina is because it's just right in the middle of North Carolina. So you're accessible to the mountains and the ocean and the beach. It's just so centrally located as well. We have PTI Airport, which is from Winston-Salem. It's about 15, 20 minutes from the city center. So you can hop on a plane that goes pretty much anywhere from Winston-Salem. So, traveling is not difficult. It's also a smaller airport. So you're not going to have huge lines and waiting like you do at the bigger metro airports such as Charlotte and Raleigh. But Winston-Salem is also not that far from Charlotte or Raleigh. So if you want to hop on like an international flight in Charlotte and or Raleigh, you're looking at like an hour and a half drive from Winston-Salem. So it's very accessible to other places. And you, again, are in the heart of North Carolina. So it's great, the location of the city. Reason number 5. The one thing I love about Winston-Salem is the diverse neighborhoods. We have Ardmore, which is more historic bungalow and or craftsman style homes. And there's also a little bit larger homes that many of them have been renovated, but it's kind of a large but quaint neighborhood that's super popular. And it's right near both hospitals. So it makes it a great location if you do work in one of the hospitals and or, decide that you would like to go to medical school at Wake Forest. So it makes it a great location. We also have Buena Vista, which is larger historic homes. Then there's also West End, which again is more of a historic area. It's eclectic with the homes. Some of them are larger, and then some of them again are a craftsman style, but they're bigger homes than Ardmore. And it also has great walkable places to eat, bars, and shopping. It's just so super nice, close-knit neighborhoods. And then we've also got like the newer construction neighborhoods. We've got tons of those throughout the area. We've also got a lot of suburbs right outside Winston-Salem. So if living closer to the city center is not your thing, you can live in any of the suburbs, which we still kind of call Winston-Salem, but we've got Clemens and Louisville, Kernersville. These are super popular areas just right outside of Winston-Salem that, is still kind of considered the Winston-Salem area. So we've got everything and anything you can imagine for whatever kind of type of home and neighborhood that you're looking for. Reason number 6. Winston-Salem still has that hometown feel. You still could, move here and have a neighbor bring you a pie and or cookies when you move in. Neighbors talk to each other. People feel really connected throughout the city. It does have a really good hometown feel. People overall feel very connected throughout Winston-Salem, and calling it home is easy. Whether you live here a week or a decade, people really have found a home in Winston-Salem. And there's quite a few festivals and activities throughout the week, throughout the month. We also have a minor league baseball field, and people love going to the games. And you can walk to the games if you live in a lot of the neighborhoods throughout the downtown Winston-Salem area. So it has a great feel to it. Reason number 7, outdoor living. Winston-Salem has over 25 miles of greenways and trailways that you can walk, mountain bike throughout Winston-Salem. So outdoor living is a big thing in Winston-Salem. We also have multiple places such as Salem Lake that's so centrally located. It's about 7 or 8 minutes from downtown Winston-Salem that you can walk or mountain bike around the lake. We have multiple golf courses. Gosh, you name it. There's so much to do for outdoor living. You can hit up, Hanging Rock, which is like 20 minutes from Winston-Salem, 25 minutes, where you can hike and or Pilot Mountain. So outdoor living is, it's a big thing in Winston-Salem. And if that's what you like, it's a great place to call home. Reason number 8, Winston-Salem, again, is a mid-sized city, but it is full of culture. It's crazy that you wouldn't realize how much culture and festivals and activities that Winston-Salem has. They've got the Stevens Center. We have the UNC School of the Arts, which puts on a lot of productions. They have a Nutcracker Ballet. They also have a very large international film festival that occurs here every year called the River Run Festival. It's really cool. And for an entire week, you have different films from filmmakers around the world that come here, and it's literally completely, they take over the city, and multiple breweries or just centers or just different places, they take over and show films. We have tons of festivals, farmers markets. There's something for everyone, and pretty much every day you can find something to do. The downtown area has a lot of artistic. There's the Children's Museum. There's Old Salem, which is a 1718 mid-century city that's still actually running. And so it's a really cool kind of museum, like actual living museum that you can visit and or just walk through every day and make it your daily walk. And it's really a cool area to visit and or just live by. The area is kind of foodie, which is kind of surprising because, everyone's like, oh, it's in the South. But it's not unheard of that you can hit up a Texas style brisket and then hit Indian style in the afternoon or evening, because we have so many different styles and eclectic restaurants throughout Winston-Salem. Reason number 9, why people love calling Winston-Salem home. We have great schools. We also have plenty of activities for families. Families love Winston-Salem. We've got the Children's Museum. We've got, there's just so many things that families can do in Winston-Salem that and just enjoy life. People just love, and especially families love Winston-Salem because it has such a family feel to it that you can just kind of jump on in and call it home. The top 10 reason why Winston-Salem is a great place to live is that Winston-Salem is no longer a secret, and people are moving here in droves. It's a great place to live. Again, it's affordable house-wise. You can afford a home, so you're not priced out of the market. I moved a client just recently from Arizona, and she loves it here. Believe it or not, you can still find a home under $200,000. We found her a great house. Eventually, I think she'll turn it into a rental, but she was able to find a house under $200,000 in a great area. So just beyond the affordability, it's a great place for families. The schools are great. Not huge crime levels. There's so many universities. Wake Forest University is located in Winston-Salem, plus Salem College and Winston-Salem State. So there's a lot of educational opportunities. Plus, it's also so culture. There's so much culture and so many activities. So if you're a foodie or into art, it is the place for you, and you would love Winston-Salem. So overall, like I said, people are moving here in droves because they've figured out that Winston-Salem is such a great place to live, and they can afford to move here and enjoy life. So are you still thinking that Winston-Salem might be right for you? I would love if you reached out, and I'd love to be your resource for all your questions about Winston-Salem and North Carolina in general. People reach out to me every week and ask me questions just like you, whether or not Winston-Salem and or North Carolina would be the perfect place for them. Please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the other videos that I do on Winston-Salem and or North Carolina. And any questions that you have, please do not hesitate to call, text, or email me. I for sure want to be your resource and would love to help you.